How's it going, guys? Welcome to my podcast. I'm Josh, and today I got a real interesting guest, a friend of mine named Matthew Bagley. He's my best friend's brother, and he lives in the UK at a Catholic community, just a bunch of people that are very religious together, and they read scriptures and stuff. And he came down to South Africa recently, and I just thought this would be a good opportunity to get to talk to him, ask him about the place that he stays at, what they do, and just other stuff in life in general and stuff. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, so basically, in England, right?
Yeah.
You live in a Catholic community, or is it just like a religious community?
Yeah, I live in I suppose you call it a Catholic community.
Okay. What
if you
is
like to
that?
call it. Wow, okay.
It's like, what is it though? Like,
Wow, I don't think we even know. I mean, I suppose in this sense, a Catholic community, I think it's just we're just a group of young people living together in a few houses. None of us are monks, none of us are nuns, not yet at least. Not to say I want to be a monk or anything.
Also, like some
But
of
some
them
people wanna-
actually.
Some people want to be nuns in there, man.
Really?
So yeah, not everyone, but some people want to be nuns.
So they're like actually like there with the idea of I'm gonna be a nun eventually, type of
Yeah, some of them have that idea.
thing. Hectic.
How
How old are they?
I think they're between the ages of 20. I think the youngest is 23, oldest is like 37. Yeah.
Damn.
So it's quite a it's mainly people in their early 20s, early 30s.
The quarter life crisis.
Yeah. People don't know what they're doing with their
Yeah.
lives.
I feel like I should go join one, bro. I started a fucking podcast, bro. What does
That's
that
it,
tell
bro.
you about? And what kind of people, bro? Is it like different nationalities or?
Yeah,
is it-
we got lots of British people. It's probably like mainly like 70% British.
okay.
Then we got a Venezuelan.
Okay.
Yeah, Andres. Yo, what's up, Andres? My man, watching this.
I've seen pictures Aiden posted
Yeah.
with you guys. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Oh, where?
And who else we got? We got a girl from the Philippines. Yeah, that's about it, eh? But everyone's got like a background in something. Someone's, in terms of studying.
Yeah.
So the girl from the Philippines, she studied neuroscience. So she's like a neuroscientist.
Jesus.
Andres is an engineer. I studied graphic design, went into web development and design. Who else, eh? There's a lot of teachers.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a lot of people doing, who did do like,
Yeah. Like teaching
some studying
degrees
and
and shit,
teaching,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. We got a nurse also in the community.
And do you guys like actually use your professions in the community or?
Sometimes, eh? Yeah, I suppose each person has their own particular interests,
Just bring a little.
skills and hobbies.
You can pull it closer.
Okay, nice,
Yeah,
man.
there you go.
I feel like I'm gonna eat this thing, bro.
It's okay,
like
dude.
going
Eat it,
in my
eat
mouth,
it, bro. It's better.
And so people have different skills, different training, study different things, and so we look at that and we see, okay, certain people have interests and talents. So how can we utilize that within the community?
Okay.
So for example, I use some of my web work as well as some of my design skills to like design brochures,
Yeah.
newsletters and posters and things like that. I got my camera, so I take a few pictures here and there.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, so some of us use our skills, not all of us. We got another guy who's really good with his hands, right? He's Chris, man. Chris is crazy, bro. He tore his whole his plumbing. He redid his plumbing in his house, and he learned how to replumb his house on YouTube.
Yeah, that's the way, dude. That's the way.
Hey, see you, Dora.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Hey. See you next time. Hey, I give you a hug, but I'm stuck behind a microphone. All right. I think so. Yeah, nice one. Hey, I hope it works. Eh.
Cheers,
God bless.
Dora.
Eh. See you, Dora.
Yeah, so dude, that
Alright.
coming back to that whole YouTube thing, man. It's so weird how you can do that, eh? Like you wouldn't be able to do. Well, you would be able to do like jobs for people, but like for contracts and shit, you wouldn't be able to because you wouldn't have the credentials, like to get a tender or something.
Yeah.
If you were like YouTube taught. But there's like so many people that have done that, even with electrical, bro. Like as an electrician, I've seen dudes that like know more than me, and they're just like, "Yeah, dude, I just like research shit, and it's
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy what you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
learn on YouTube.
But
now.
then they wouldn't be able to
And
get a
just-
job as an electrician because the oak would be
Yeah.
like, "Where's your trade test?" And be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I learned
exactly,
from
bro.
fucking YouTube, bro."
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, look at us, dude. Growing up, we learned music, like you played bass,
yeah, yeah,
I played guitar. I learned that shit from YouTube
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
like the internet.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
You can learn fucking anything
Just
on
about
YouTube.
anything. I gotta open up the door. I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
No worries, bro. What the hell were we talking about, dude?
We were talking about community, and then we went off.
To YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube's such a cool place, bro.
Oh wait, bro.
They just yeah. Sorry, let's get back to the game. Yeah. So that guy. So when you say he pulled out all the plumbing and stuff at his place,
Yeah, yeah.
do you mean his place at the house or his own place? Like,
Yeah, his own house, eh?
oh shit.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So he just wanted to replumb his whole house. Yeah, he bought a house and he just wanted to rebuild it himself,
Yeah.
renovate it and all that. So he
Yeah,
started
yeah.
he started off with the plumbing, and then he moved on to other stuff with woodwork and things like that. So he still has those skills. So sometimes he does a few things here and there around the community.
Yeah.
That's
That's awesome, dude.
yeah. But I think the biggest controversial thing about the community is that we all share the same money. So we all have one bank account. None of us own our own money. Yeah, I suppose it's a bit like a socialist society or a communist society. I don't know.
Well, I was actually that was one of my questions, Lou. Like, how do you afford it? Like,
Man, I
like
don't
if
even
no,
know.
if no one has a job. Like, how do you guys afford to have so many people? And who owns the house as well? Like,
Yeah. Wow.
like who owns the place?
All reasonable questions. Yeah.
You don't know. You just live in this.
I know. Okay, we got a priest who owns. So then one of the properties a priest owns them,
Okay.
and then the other two are private landlords, or the one's
Alright.
a leasing agency, or just an agency, a property agency, and I think the other one was a private landlord.
So it's like someone who is a
it's-
religious person and is just like
No, not a religious person, just any old,
just trying to do good.
landlord. He's just
He's just like, here's a free property. Or do you
Nah,
guys-
it's not
oh,
free. You got to pay the rent. Yeah, you
who-
got to pay the rent,
who
man.
pays?
So we all pay the rent, and so we get money.
But how?
We're a charity.
Oh shit! Okay.
So organization or the community itself is registered as a charity,
Okay.
and therefore that I think that puts us in a position where we can apply for grants.
Yeah. Government grants and stuff.
Yeah, things like that.
Because you're like a non-profit.
Organizations, yeah, and we contact organizations and we get we get money from them,
Okay.
grants and things like that.
Damn, dude.
So yeah, and that pretty much pays for everything, and then we have everything. We have a very tight budget, so everything's budgeted. All the money that we get, we break it down into budgets for various aspects of the community life.
All right.
Each of us get a bit of spending money, maybe like £60 a month, just to spend on whatever you want.
Like your per diems type of thing.
Yeah, which is quite interesting because now I've had to adjust to getting, only having that much money to spend. So it
Yeah.
really gets me thinking about what kind of things, like what I value. So like before I could just go out to any restaurant whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
I had the freedom to do whatever I wanted. Now I only have £60.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's crazy when you have that little bit of money, dude. It's like
Yeah.
when you get paid, dude. The first week of payday, bro, you just like
wait,
fucking
bro.
baller, bro. You're like $500 a night. Like, I don't give a shit, bro. Like, who
Just walking
cares?
into the club, buying
Yeah,
drinks
yeah.
for people.
First payday, dude, just order like 2 large pizzas. Like, let's go, dude. And then like a week later, you literally survive the whole
Yeah.
month on like fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine if like your payday is £60, you're straight into that saving.
Oh
mode,
yeah,
you
dude.
know?
Yeah, you're thinking about all the things you can do, and you can only pick one.
Yes. it's-
Out of like 10 things you want to do. So then you kind of think about what is it that I truly value in my life? What is it that what gives me, what is life giving?
Exactly.
If I've got 60 quid, I could go bouldering, I could go eat some food, I go out drinking, I could, and which one of those has more value to me?
Yeah.
So for myself, I like bouldering, I like climbing.
Oh, sick, dude.
So I do a tiny bit of it. I haven't done much of it, to be honest, recently, but it was something I was doing. Because you need to do something, if you're working a lot, or you're doing a lot of things, you need to do something else that breaks you out of the kind of cycle of
Yeah.
doing the same stuff that you do every day.
Yeah. Like I was thinking, your brother, Aiden, shout out to Aiden.
Yeah.
He'd probably do his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He'd probably just throw away everything. I know he said it before, like, he wishes he could just do that shit and not have to actually go to work.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause, yeah, that was one thing. Like, I know when I posted the first podcast, he like messaged me and he was like, "Aware, dude, you making me like want to actually start using this camera I bought." And, like, cause you know when you see other people that you actually know
doing
like
stuff.
doing shit, then you're like, damn, bro, like fuck.
Yeah, you feel inspired. I almost
Yeah.
felt inspired seeing you doing this stuff. I was like, damn.
Aware, dude.
I've been wanting to interview people and talk
Exactly,
about
dude.
random
Yeah,
stuff
exactly, man.
up in England.
I got so into watching
So-
those interviews and shit. And I was just like, man, like, what do you actually need? You just need a basic setup.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's like, also like all my friends are talking about going like I don't have a job at the moment, and
Yeah.
they're all talking about like going and doing a Euro trip, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here doing fucking nothing.
Well, you're starting a podcast.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. I
It's
won't lie.
It's so like,
You're starting your own business, dog.
yeah, dude.
You're the main man in this show.
I'm not gonna be main man for a while. Though. If it picks up, then fucking hey, dude. But if it doesn't, oh well. I'm probably gonna stop swearing if I want it to pick up.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's so crazy. Like, just how like watching people around you that you know succeed really makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to get, but then there's so many people that are the reverse, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like if they see you succeed, then they start like fucking
stab
shit.
a knife.
Yeah.
Stick a knife in your back.
Yeah, dude. Or they
Take it out.
just start talking shit. Like,
Yeah.
like you'll be like, "Oh, dude, I don't know if I should do this." They'll just
Bring
be
it
like,
down.
"Yeah, dude, you probably shouldn't. Probably
Yeah.
gonna fail." Just like,
Yeah. You don't want no friends like that. That's for sure.
yeah, we've all got them. Well, we all had them. At
Yeah.
one
They were
point.
lingering around somewhere.
Yeah,
like a
I call them
virus.
acquaintances, not friends.
Alright.
They're just an acquaintance.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's good. You still keep
Not-
them in a positive, you know, place.
Not many friends, a lot of acquaintances.
So,
You know,
Yeah.
fuck.
That's a
Man.
kind way of saying it.
Yeah. Let me get to the next question.
All right.
Kind of answered a few of them just by talking. Oh yeah, like in the house, right? Is there like a one person that's like a dedicated leader?
Yeah. So each house there'll be a housekeeper. They got
Okay.
someone called a housekeeper.
So like a superintendent type.
Yeah, someone who just basically makes sure the house is clean.
So
Everything's in order.
everyone's doing their part. type of
That's
thing.
it. Yeah, because
Okay.
inside the house, of course, like living with 9 people is not very easy.
Mm.
And so even though we have about 3-4 people living in each house, between 3 houses, inside that house we have to be super organized. So we've got our own rotas in terms of who's cleaning and when we're cleaning.
Okay.
And we also have a cooking rota, who's going to cook during the week. So the rotas, they sort all that stuff out. You don't have to worry about it. So the housekeeper's job basically just make sure the house is clean, everyone's doing their jobs. Nothing's broken in the house, paying electricity bills, things like that. So you'll have a leader in terms of the house. And then in terms of the community, we've got one main leader who started the community.
Okay.
So she started the community about 15 years ago
Damn.
with a friend of hers. And yeah, I suppose they were looking around in terms of the way society is today, where things are going. And they felt a need as Christians to live together and basically read the scriptures together.
Okay.
And that's all they did. So they just moved in together and decided they would read the scriptures every evening.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was their only commitment. And over the years, it's built up to about 14 members, I think. There's one family that's part of the community.
Oh, like a whole family, like
Yeah.
husband, wife, kids, everything.
That's it. Yeah,
Oh,
they
damn.
got 2 kids.
Awesome.
And we've got one member of the community who got married. So I think she's thinking about whether her family is going to be part of the community. And we have 2 members of our community getting married to each other.
Oh, cool.
And so they've been discussing different kinds of membership in terms of being part of the community. So they see the community as being families, single
Yeah,
people, professional working people, people who want to enter religious life, and each individual, they see the different needs of the people in the community, and they're seeing how they can be part of the community in these different ways.
Do you-
Yeah, so
Do you have to be religious to be a part of the community?
yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
'cause
it's
we
not
do-
just like if you're kind of like maybe there's a God, I don't know, like, but I
Yeah.
want to be a part of this like
Yeah.
more like people who'd want to join a community more for the human aspect than for
I
the,
see.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Like I think there's one in
Interesting.
Cape Town, that Oudtshoorn. It's like a community out more the northern side,
Okay.
but I think they're more of like that like human community, you know.
I see.
Like they all do like they eat their own plants that they plant, and like
Alright.
they're very disconnected from like
society.
yeah in a way,
large.
yeah. So it's not like
Alright.
that where you are, or
Nah, I think it would be very difficult if someone joined the community who wasn't affiliated with Christianity, because we do a lot of Christian formation. So unless they wanted that, then maybe something could be worked out. Funny enough, I don't know how it turned out, but one of the members of the community, she wasn't religious when she was part of the community.
oh, so she joined
And
not
she-
being a religious
Yeah,
person.
yeah, and she wasn't Christian or religious
But
at
she
all.
still had to, like, to be a
Um,
part, she would still have to join like the scripture groups and that type
I
of thing.
yeah, I have no idea, to be honest. I don't think she did in the beginning,
Oh, okay.
from conversations that we've had. But I think over time she grew into it, and then she converted or decided she wanted to explore the faith.
Okay.
Um,
Well, that's cool
So
that
yeah, that's
it wasn't
unique.
like a forced on thing. Like they did allow
Yeah.
someone in who actually wasn't. I suppose a lot of people wouldn't want to join a Christian community if they're
yeah,
not
exactly.
Christian.
Yeah,
So
if
it's
they
pretty-
wanna-
My Christian's pretty dumb in the beginning. Like it's pretty rare for someone to actually want to do that.
I think the community would be open to people joining.
Yeah.
That's for sure. As long as they're up for
Mm.
getting, because we receive formation in the first 2 years. You have what's called the formation house.
Okay.
So the first 2 years, you've got a formation session every Monday where they have monks and Dominicans coming down to teach us
Okay.
stuff about the scriptures or something related to Christianity. So Benedictine monks, who are known for their stability and staying in one location, so they're known for the same place. They stay in the same place for life. So the same place where they become a monk, they die basically.
Oh damn. Dude.
And so their whole thing is all about stability, staying in one place and building up in one place. And then Dominicans, they're all about studying. So all they do is study. They're sort of like more of an intellectual religious order where they just study, debate, and they move around quite a bit. So they don't tend to stay in one place. They move quite a bit, yeah. And so they have different kind of functions, if you call it. They call it charisms, like a special particular area of interest that these religious orders focus on.
Okay.
So they come down and teach us a few things here and there every Monday, and so we receive a bit of formation. And there's a lot of stuff involved in terms of the Christian faith. So you're praying 3 times a day. A lot of the groups and things that we do are very religious based. Yeah. So if anyone who was non-religious wanted to join, I suppose it would be up to them whether they would like to fit into that
Okay.
rhythm of life or way of life. Or,
Yeah, because the way I would see
But,
it's more of like if you had to join and not be a religious person, but you're still like doing your bit, you know, like you're still doing your
Yeah.
tasks and like that type of thing. You wouldn't really disrupt anything in the community, if you know what I'm saying.
if you were part of the community,
If you're like a part of the community and you were doing your bit, but you just weren't going to the scripture meetings and like you were just like,
I see.
I'm more interested in like
Ah,
the people together type of vibe. Like that lady probably was at the beginning. She was probably
Yeah.
like, whoa,
yeah,
it's a bit too much for me to do
yeah,
that shit. But now she's probably very into it, right?
yeah. She is. Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder. I suppose that could be a gateway. Yeah.
It's also a lot of
Um,
people are against religion because it was forced down their throat, you know?
Yeah. I think also, for most Christians, Catholics,
Yeah, especially Catholics, bro. It's so
Um,
like, Catholic is so much more stricter.
it's definitely
Or strict,
perceived
sorry.
that way. Yeah. I think there's a whole generation actually.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. There's a whole generation going back to like our father's generation.
Yeah.
If I'm about 28 right now, father's, mother's generation around there, definitely quite a strict approach towards Christianity or the Catholic faith.
Yeah.
You look at schools and things like that.
Bro, we went to a
Oh, you
fucking
get-
Catholic convent school.
Yeah. We didn't get beat, man. We did not.
No.
get beat.
But I used to remember, like, you remember Miss Duffy, bro.
Oh yeah, it was Duffy. Yeah,
Bruh,
bless her heart, eh?
Yeah, dude, fuck. I mean, she used to tell us, because she went to Star when
Oh,
she
yeah?
was a little girl.
Yeah.
And she was like, what, like 70 when she was teaching us or some shit. She was
She's pretty old,
She
yeah.
was pretty old, yeah. And she used to tell us that when she went to Star the Sea, it was nuns, and they used to
Yeah.
beat them, and like,
With the stick, eh?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Whack
like-
your fingers.
and they used to live at the school as well. Like,
yeah, there's no escape.
yeah, exactly. So you literally
They're just waiting
you
there
don't
for
even
you.
get like the relief of going home and crying.
my
You go to your
Lord.
bedroom where the nuns like right next door. They'll probably like beat you more if you cry too loud.
Sit outside your door, bruh.
Yes, bro. Well, like
It's torturous.
even my dad, like he's not anti-religion, but
Yeah.
he definitely doesn't go to church and that type of stuff. You
Okay.
know, never really has, and he never told us we had to. But my gran
Yeah.
is like, bro. My gran's like the most
She's old
devout
school, eh?
Catholic on the planet.
Wow.
And she was she was raised a Methodist.
I suppose the thing is, everyone's on their own journey, isn't it?
Exactly,
And
yeah.
you kind of each person's having their own encounters in life.
I mean, who knows? Maybe in like 10 years' time, I
Yeah.
might be the most religious person on the planet, bro.
You never know, bro. Yeah, be
Dude,
careful out there.
Growing up with you, I never thought you'd live in a Catholic community, bro.
Yeah, neither would I, to be honest.
Honestly, when
Yeah.
Aiden was like, "Yo, dude, my brother like left his job," I was like, "Is he okay? Like, is his mind okay? Like, what's going on?" Because last I heard, you left this country, you got to the UK. I think you worked in like bars and shit for a little bit
Yeah, I worked in a restaurant for like 3
on a golf estate or something, right?
Nah, that was a few years before that.
Oh, okay.
So I came back over to England and worked there in a restaurant for like 3 months. 3-4 months working in a French restaurant that wasn't very French. We had Polish
just French in name, yeah.
yeah, we had Polish people working in the kitchen
Yeah, that
and
cheap labor, right?
That's it, cheap labor,
Yeah,
and
that's how it works.
all of us were cheap labor, to be honest.
Just all the
foreigners,
immigrants,
bro. Yeah, all the
the
immigrants. were
immigrant
in there.
kitchen, and then they have like one French person at the door.
That's
like-
exactly it. Yeah, they had
dude.
2 French people at the door.
Ooh, real
Yeah.
establishment. Eh?
That's it, dude. Yeah, authentic. And there was funny enough, there was a lot of drugs in that place. Lots of cocaine going around.
It's weird
Everyone
the
was doing cocaine in there.
the restaurant industry. See,
Yeah.
that seems to be a thing, man. It's
It's
all the
crazy,
the
yeah.
high octane type of jobs, you know,
yeah,
like the film industry, the restaurant industry, like
right.
a long hours late at night.
Yeah,
Like it always like you hear about it. Even the local bars, you always hear about that shit. I won't say any names, but like
yeah.
we all know which ones I'm talking about, dude.
we see them. we see them from a
like,
distance.
Oh man, I've had friends that have worked there and have been like,
Yeah.
bro, just like the manager will come in at like 1 a.m, and then we all have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
stay while he plays poker with his friends and they do fucking
Yeah.
coke and shit,
Oh
you
my
know?
word,
Like,
yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
It's bad, bro. But like,
It's wild. I mean, I won't
So
lie. I was
weird.
in there, bro, being involved in stuff and the kitchen staff, chefs, managers. But it was an interesting insight to see how people live on that stuff and how their lives turn out.
yeah,
And sometimes it doesn't go too well. You know, and I think that's the warning sign. That's a good
I think
warning
the
sign.
most of the time it doesn't go too well.
Yeah.
If you're not like in the upper management making the real money, I
Ooh,
think
yeah.
I think you're like got a pretty shit life usually, dude.
Yeah.
And what is
pretty
the
busy.
the like the wage, the minimum wage for like waiter staff and stuff in
It's-
the UK?
Yeah, it's around £6 to £7
An hour.
an hour.
Okay.
I think it'd be about 7.20, 7.30.
So a normal 40-hour week, you're making like what, £240?
yeah, you can make just under 1,000.
Is that? But
with your
that's
tips
just.
and all that kind of stuff.
But okay, with your tips, yeah.
Yeah,
So then with tips, it's pretty good, right?
yeah. If you'd probably make about maybe $900 without your tips.
That's pretty without
800 to
a month.
900
Though, a month.
a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And your rent's gonna be like
Fucking 500. or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, it's
fucking-
about
and that's for like a
500.
room, eh?
600. Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah.
That's
You can get really lucky though. Like
insane.
some people, I know someone who got a place for 350, but it was tiny. It was literally like a bed, and next to the bed was the kitchen, and then you had your bedroom cupboard. Everything was just sort of.
It's like one of those fucking
Molded
rooms where the
together.
bed pulls out of the
Yeah,
wall type
exactly
of vibe.
one of those, bro.
Yeah, dude.
literally.
As I say, when you watch all those sitcoms back in the day, like Frasier and
Yeah.
shit, they do shit like that, and you're like, nah, that can't be fucking real, dude.
Yeah, bro.
And then you Oaks moved to the UK, and then
Yeah.
Aiden was telling me the same thing, man. Like he told me his rent, and I was like, damn, dude, it must be an epic place. He's like, bro, it's a room.
Yeah.
Like £500, that's like 10 grand, bro.
That's ridiculous.
You know? You could probably get a house here for 10 grand.
Yeah, or
Like
buy
a
some land. in a few
2-bedroom
years or
fucking-
something.
Yeah, dude, take a fucking bond. Just
Yeah.
fucking buy a house. And then just, yo, dude. That's always been my plan. Whenever I just like actually make money, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
is to if I've got like a steady job that I'm enjoying and I'm making a decent wage,
Yeah.
is to take a bond, buy a house, and because I'm young, you can still rent the rooms out, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
because you don't have a family or anything at this age,
Yeah, exactly.
and then use their rent
yeah.
to pay off your bond type of thing, or even like double it up so you still pay your bond,
Yeah.
and then
yeah.
anything extra just
Yeah.
pump it in there so you pay it
mean,
off sooner, bro.
You can do some sneaky stuff, man. You could rent a place up in England and you can put it on Airbnb and then charge like freaking like the month's rent in like 4 days.
Yeah.
I know people who do that, and then they just find somewhere else to live temporarily, where they rent out their room and
But how
put it on Airbnb, bro. And
they just told this oak like, yo, dude, you gotta be out of the house for 3 days.
yeah,
Like,
bro.
oh, so they'll give this oak obviously a deal, right?
Yeah.
They'll give him like a reduced price. He can stay in the house, whatever. But then
Yeah.
when he needs to go,
Yeah, he'll only be down there for like a few days. And they do this in the summertime. So when people want to come down from England down into Brighton, sorry, location's important. So it's in Brighton. And so this person has a spot right on the seafront,
ooh,
right?
nice.
And she's renting it. And she puts, she rents it out. She's renting it and then she rents it out
so the
on
person,
Airbnb.
oh, okay, not the
So
owner
then-
of the place.
No.
The
They
person
don't
who's-
even know what's going on,
Oh,
man. They don't know
shit.
what's going down, bro.
But you'd
And
think
then,
like
like-
Airbnb would have more like we need this number to prove that it's your property. Like,
All right, yeah. You
So obviously it's not regulated very
It's
well.
not regulated, bro. So there's an idea
wow,
for
shit.
people to catch on there if you want some bucks, eh?
Fuck, that's clever, man.
I mean, what she pulled in like £1,000, I think, like in like a week or 2 weeks.
Pay like 2 months
Crazy,
rent,
bro.
fucking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the only thing is you need a place to live.
Yeah. You gotta have a friend that's willing to. But then you could
Take
also
you
just
in
go
for
to
a
your
few
mate,
days.
like, I'll give you £100 to just let me stay here for a couple of days.
Yeah,
It's like,
you-
cool.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah, easy.
Yeah, bro.
That's one way of making money.
We still young. We can do all this dumb shit.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Find all the holes in the system.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, one thing that's great about England, or I suppose how people are quite lucky, or how Europeans are quite lucky, is once you paid your rent costs, you paid your food costs, what you get from your job working in a minimum wage, you're still saving quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Where I would imagine in South Africa,
Oh fuck! It's
and
nothing,
some of the
dude.
jobs I've worked, you're
Nothing,
not
bro.
even like, you're just paying to survive basically.
Yeah, dude.
You
100%.
can't even like
It's-
save.
It's crazy. Like when I worked at a recruitment agency,
Yeah.
and like the biggest clients at this agency were UK based companies that needed call centers.
Yeah.
So they'd set up in Cape Town because it's
Yeah.
cheaper to pay South Africans to. be
I
call
see.
center agents.
Yeah, I see.
But now, like like Asda.
yeah.
Who else was there? Merchant UK was one.
Sneaky, eh?
What was the Web Help?
Yeah.
They were like another one.
Okay.
And like the sad part is, even though they're not paying the people much, it's
Yeah.
way more than these people were earning, bro.
Okay.
Like you had tellers at like Pick and Pay that would come
Yeah,
and
yeah.
apply for jobs. So like I would look through CVs, and then like just make sure the CV's full. So if there's gaps, I'd ask the person like, "Oh, what did
Yeah.
you do in this point?" And then I'd be like, "Oh, I'm unemployed." So like, right, unemployed, blah blah blah, that type
Yeah,
of
yeah.
thing. And then also they'd literally tell us like, the company doesn't want strong African accents, right? Because they're trying to also trick their customers
Oh, I
to
see.
thinking that it's a UK call center.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So nothing pisses someone who's paying a monthly premium off more than calling the call center and it's like an Indian person.
Yeah.
Because then they know like, oh, this fucking company is like outsourcing
Yeah.
the services to India and shit.
Yeah.
So I literally tell like people that have strong accent, African accent, can you do like a white accent?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, yeah. And then they'd do it and they'd be like, dude, I promise you if you do this, you will get the job. And they would. Bro.
So they actually had to audition.
Yeah. Like you'd give them situations where like me and this other chick that worked there, she'd come in and then I would be like the angry customer and she would talk like she was the agent. So she had experience working as a call center agent.
All right.
And she also said like she had guys call like from the UK And then the guy would ask like, oh, where are you guys situated? And you can't
Yeah.
lie to them. So she was like, oh, Cape Town, South Africa. And then he was just like, fuck, I don't want to talk to some fucking monkey in the forest, like losing his shit.
Heavy.
And then she couldn't flip out because the company has like strong rules, like don't get angry at the customer type of thing.
Yeah.
If it's too much, call a team leader and that type of shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And those guys, they were, so like when they worked at Pick and Pay, they were earning like 1,500 rand a month, bro. Like,
How much?
yeah, dude. Like a
$1,000.
like a teller at Pick and Pay, bro. They're earning like what, 20 rand an hour, and they're not working every day,
Yo.
bro.
It's
Yeah,
not like 40 hours a week.
yeah, but they're not working every day because they have shifts, right? Like
Ugh.
I worked with a guy who worked at Pick and Pay for 10 years, bro,
Yeah.
and he was earning 4,500 rand a month
Yeah.
after 10 years, bro.
Yeah. That's
He could like, and that's
a
like,
scandal.
bro, that's actually
That's
like
a
working his
scandal.
way up the ladder.
Yeah.
Like he started as like
So that's not even coming in as a
how
rookie, like as a
yeah, exactly.
That's
then-
an
and then
absolute scandal.
At these call centers, their first paycheck is about
Yeah.
5,900. You know,
5,900. Okay, so
So
it's worth more money to work.
it's
there.
yeah, but it's still cuck work.
Yeah,
It's-
because you got to
it's-
sit there on the telephone.
Exactly. You got to deal. You literally all day are just dealing with angry people. No one's calling a call center to be like, "How are you? Are you having a great?" They're literally calling you because they have a problem. So it's like all day you're literally just like, "Oh, how can I help you?"
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it's some pissed off person. Like, "Rah, rah, rah."
That is
And
something.
to the call center's respect, they do try and make it as like comfortable as possible. Like the
Yeah.
places were very cool.
All right.
like computer stations, pool tables, ping
Yeah,
pong, like food courts.
nice.
Like the one was right above a food lovers market, and you know how they
Yeah.
got those epic like meal.
well,
Yeah. So that was cool, but like so most of the people were super stoked because
Yeah.
also a lot of overtime was given.
Yeah, yeah.
They'd organize transport. So like if you lived in like Mitchell's Plain or something,
Okay.
the call centers in town, they would organize a shuttle to take all of you home at the end of your shift
I
and then also
see.
pick you up. So they made it a lot easier. But still, like 5,900, it's not a lot of
Yeah,
money.
that's
Roo.
incredible, eh? I
Eh?
mean, how much are these companies making? How
Yeah,
much is Pick
dude.
and Pay making?
Yeah,
How much
dude.
profit are they making?
Hey, like
Woo.
I don't know what it is now, bro. But I remember like the one lady was saying how they get paid. What she was saying, maybe like 30 rand an hour, right?
Yeah.
So 8 hour day, what's that? 240 rand. But now she's not working every day. She's maybe working Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and if she's lucky, they'll give her a weekend shift so she can get like double pay.
Yeah, yeah.
So now she's only getting 240 for each day. That's like what? That's like 750 rand a week, bro.
Yeah, that's a scandal, man. How's she going to live off that?
3,000 rand a month, bro.
Oh.
And she can't get a job anywhere else because she's working there. So if some other place is like where we want you all days of the week,
Yeah.
she's gonna be like, oh, but I got a job here and it's like the same money.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
That's
just
incredible, man.
No, that,
And
like
what
it's
kind of future are you going to have, right?
fucking
What kind of future are these people set up for?
rude. It's
If these
sad.
companies are just coining in the money,
So
coining in a lot
much
of profit,
money,
and where's it
bro.
going to go? It's going to be stored in someone's bank account, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to sit there.
Or they're just gonna buy
It's gonna sit
assets for
there.
themselves, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
There's more properties and shit to make
It's-
more money off of.
Scary stuff, eh?
It's insane, bro.
Yeah, I suppose my question would be like, you know what? Surely you'd have some kind of responsibility, right? Being an owner of a company, pulling in lots and lots of money, there's responsibility that comes
Yeah.
with that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
There's some
definitely,
kind
dude,
of,
definitely. Also, it's like if
um,
you own a business and people work for you, do you not want your employees to be happy?
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
like I remember when my dad had a building company, bro. He'd always have like staff braais, like fucking almost every second week, or like
whoa,
like cool shit, dude. And he
Yeah.
was still making like good money, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Like even though he was doing these things,
Yeah.
like it's insane,
yeah,
and it's crazy. Some companies like actually have a budget for that type of thing, you know.
yeah, right, right.
But managers won't tap into it because it looks
Yeah.
good if they spend less money for the year.
yeah,
Because then they get a bonus.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, ooh, we have budget to give you guys a bloody staff braai every month, you know,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
all the meat, all the drinks, everything is paid for by the
Yeah.
company. But
That's
he'll look at
cool.
that and go, yeah, but if I do that once every 2 months, I'm saving half that budget.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then the managers are gonna look at, like, his boss is gonna be like, oh, look, you saved all that money this year.
yeah,
Here's a nice fat bonus at the end of the
that's
year.
it, man. Yeah,
It's fucked.
I know
dude.
it's crazy, hey. But like, what's awesome about what your dad did? There's a beautiful example of there of building community. something as small as having a braai and bringing people together. That's the beauty of community.
Dude, that's the best.
And
bro.
that's the power of like the power of creating an experience for everyone, right? Life is hard as it is,
Exactly.
and I think by fostering community, bringing people together, creating that opportunity to build friendships up with people, you never know who you're gonna meet. You never know
Yeah.
what you can do together with the people that you meet. And also fostering that space of community is so beautiful. That's amazing what your father did, and that's gonna have an impact on how the people view the company, how people view the business, how they see themselves in that company, reflecting on how they're being treated.
Yeah.
So
Like he would have a tradition where every time they put a roof up on a building, he'd have a braai. They called it the roof wetting braai.
All right.
Yeah. So like if they did a renovation or something, or like
Yeah.
a new building and they put a roof up, then he would get a bunch of meat and just like on the site. Like with a little skottel braai and just gooi it for lunch for the guys.
Yeah,
like,
that's something. So it was like a little tradition.
Yeah. Like every time a roof went up, then it was like, bam,
Oh,
we're
man,
finishing
bro.
the job now.
I bet you those boys were happy. Hey,
Yeah,
when
they
the
were
roof
fucking
was
happy,
going
bro. They were happy.
When the roof
bro.
was going up, yeah.
They're like, lekker, bro. Get
Well, there
like a
you
lunch
go.
today.
Right? If you know, if you know that you're gonna be having a barbecue or braai, right? After you putting a roof up, that's gonna motivate you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're gonna be pumped, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna be pumped. I think that's brilliant.
Fuck. And then you look at companies like Amazon, bro.
Yeah.
Apparently, like Oak paid no tax last year.
Heavy, bro. Did they move their headquarters into Ireland?
I think it was.
Is that what they did?
No. I think it was something. It's something to do with the automation, bro.
Yeah.
Because they don't have as many employees as companies as big as that.
Yeah.
They have like a lower tax bracket.
Okay.
Or some shit.
Okay, because they limit the amount of the...
Exactly, because most of the jobs are being done by computers and fucking... You saw the Amazon warehouses. It's insane,
just
dude.
automizing everything.
Just those bloody robots that just fetch shit off shelves and like... And they all communicate with you.
me.
It's like a whole warehouse of just these fucking robots just running all over the place.
Me?
Dude, it's insane.
Like legit robots.
Dude,
like
it's like a tower with wheels, right?
Are you kidding me?
And the whole floor, so people don't walk on the floor. So you'll be like, okay, this person ordered this, this, and this. And that robot knows, right, aisle so-and-so, that shelf. It runs to that shelf, takes it, puts it in the box. And it's like, they also ordered this. So it runs to that shelf, takes it, puts it in the box. Brings it, drops it in the bay. It moves along. It's packaged, blah, 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 blah. Gone.
That's incredible.
It's incredible, but at the same time, dude, how many people lost their jobs because of the fucking robot, dude?
It's a shame.
It's a shame, but it's
shame.
Also it's technology, man. It's progressing. Like they say, in the next fucking 5 to 10 years, dude, there's gonna be so many people that are unemployed because of automation, bro.
That is pretty scary.
It's very scary, dude.
All the problems we're facing right now in the world.
And like, Elon Musk was talking about this shit years ago, bro. Yeah. And everyone was just going, robots aren't gonna take over. Like, this isn't Terminator. And now this shit is happening, bro.
Yeah.
They're making trucks that can drive themselves, bro.
Wow.
Do you know how big the trucking industry is in America? Like,
wow. Yeah, so on one hand, the power of technology has the ability to annihilate an entire industry.
Yeah.
As well as make someone a ton of money.
Yeah. But it also has the ability to make life better for us.
In some way, yeah.
But now it's kind of fucking it up for.
Do you think that by having more technology and robots and things like that, that could also create more jobs in a different area? Maybe more engineers to fix the robots.
Maybe for younger people, though.
I suppose.
Not really for like, if you're a 45-year-old truck driver.
Yeah.
And
now
exactly
they're going to want to learn.
Yeah, now they're telling you like, right, we're firing you because we can hire this fucking truck that drives itself. It doesn't need a stop for fucking. It can drive like 72 hours
truck
straight.
Driver, man. He's like, what the fuck?
And think about all the petrol stations, the motels along the highways.
Yeah.
That no one's gonna need to sleep in them anymore, dude.
Wow.
They're gonna go out of business. It has such a ripple effect, dude.
Reaction.
Yeah, dude. It's insane. There's this one politician in America, Andrew Yang. He's an Asian guy.
Okay.
But I think he's first generation American.
Okay.
So his parents immigrated and he was born there and he raised his family there. He wants to introduce that whole universal basic income.
Okay.
Where every American over the age of 18 gets $1,000 a month, no matter what. It's quite a crazy idea.
Every American gets $1,000
over the age of 18
for doing nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So that he wants to do that because he knows, firstly, the automation rise is coming.
Okay.
Right? And he was the guy. He won White House awards for he was an entrepreneur, and his business was basically creating jobs for people.
Yeah.
Like the White House hired him to start like job programs where
Okay.
he would like, but it was like a lot of factory jobs, a lot of
Yeah.
like repetitive type work. But he would
Okay.
create these jobs, like he'd get businesses to open up warehouses in certain areas, which would allow people in the area to get a job and stuff.
Okay.
And then he got like White House awards, and he met the president, and like when Obama was in office, and it was all great. And then he started doing his research, and he realized like, fuck, what I've been doing for the last 5 years is basically gonna mean nothing in 10 years time, because these robots are coming. It sounds weird, but they're coming, and all these jobs I've created are gonna become redundant.
Yeah.
I mean, look at fast foods already, bro.
Yeah.
They've got a self-service thing in a McDonald's now. You just fucking press the screen and put your card in and pay.
Are you kidding me? And
No,
the
dude,
food-
your McDonald's down the road. There's self-service terminals now, like this, like the movie theater.
Yeah.
You literally just go Big Mac, no cheese, da, and then there's a little card machine at the bottom, and then you say finish, and it's like your total's 105 rand. Literally,
Yeah.
the person behind the counter just gives you your food now.
No way, Zay.
Yeah,
Okay. So they just got like one counter now instead of like.
they still got that counter. You can still choose to go there, but I mean,
Yeah.
who's gonna do that?
Yeah.
It's like the movie theater. No
Oh,
one
I got
goes to the
you.
person
Yeah, I
behind the
got
counter to
you.
buy a ticket
I
now.
got
You just
you.
go to the self-service
Yeah,
station, and
Right.
everything's being automated, bro. Everything,
Scary, scary.
everything, bro.
Yeah.
And if they can automate that kitchen, they're gonna do it. You know it, bro.
Yeah. How long do you think it's gonna take till we get?
That's what I
fully
say.
automated?
10 years, bro.
10 years.
Yeah, even
Let's
guys
see.
like Elon Musk and that say that shit, because like
Wow.
the amount of people that are working in the automation field now is
Yeah.
just doubled. So there's a lot more people, which means a lot more innovation.
I see.
It's like on the Joe Rogan podcast they were talking, and Joe Rogan was like, I had this dream.
Yeah.
You know how trippy Joe Rogan is, right? And he said to Elon, what do you think would have happened if there were 1 million Nikola Teslas, like
Yeah.
in his time? Like, not just for him, like there was 1 million of him.
Yeah.
And Elon literally said, like, we'd be at, like, today we'd be at such a further state technologically, because it's just, the innovation would have driven more innovation, and like, this Tesla would make that, and then that
Yeah,
Tesla
yeah.
would be like, that's a good idea, and he'd build on top of it. And
Yeah.
it's just like, you know?
Which is build and build and build.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Imagine if there was 1 million Elon Musk, bro.
Wow, it's wild, eh? Wow, where would
Yeah,
we
it's crazy.
be, man?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you need more guys like that who actually have a vested interest in humanity. Like,
Right.
he literally says he spends most of his day thinking, how can he create stuff that can better people's lives?
Right.
Like he was like his boring company. It started as
Yeah.
a joke. He made that the boring company,
Okay.
and they drill holes
Yeah.
because he wants to make an underground highway so that
Okay.
he can get rid of traffic in LA.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
It's such crazy
So wait, he
shit.
started a company to drill holes.
Yeah, and he's actually done. I think they've done 1 mile so far
Yeah, underground.
underground. Yeah.
Okay.
And he says it doesn't disrupt anything above ground. You don't even feel the
Yeah.
drilling. Like, it's not like like everyone expects. Oh, it's gonna be like an earthquake. He's like,
Yeah.
and he says, no,
He's
look at
legitimately doing this.
yeah, dude, he legitly has this company.
Wow.
And then the company made that flamethrower. You saw that flamethrower?
Which one?
he
Nah,
made
bro,
a
I
fucking,
haven't.
he made a flamethrower called not a flamethrower.
I'm curious to see how this is
Dude,
gonna help people.
it's no. Well, that was like he just
It's for
said.
burning your weeds in your garden.
He just went like I just want to make a flamethrower.
Yeah.
but then there was like a whole thing like, oh, you can't ship a flamethrower. So then he was like,
Okay.
cool. Well, it's called not a flamethrower,
Yeah.
and then they could ship it. And it literally it looks like a fucking Halo gun, bro.
All right.
And it shoots for fucking flame. And he basically said all he did was he took a roofing heat gun that
Yeah.
like normal roofers use to like melt sheets on roofs,
Okay.
and he just made it look cool.
Okay.
That's all it is.
And that's all he did.
And then he sold 20,000 of them.
What?
He said it sold out in 4 days.
That's insane.
And then he was just like, cool, I'm never making that again.
Yeah.
So now they're worth even more. Like, if you have one, it's very rare. Like, he doesn't make them anymore.
Right.
It's crazy.
Wow. So he just creates random things sometimes.
Yeah,
just
sometimes.
just
Like,
to see what
he's
happens.
just like, yeah, it's like, I just felt like it.
All right. But I mean, in terms of a flamethrower, I mean, how much flame would come out of this thing?
Dude, I've seen pictures. It's like half your
Man,
size
don't you
amount of
need-
flame. Like,
Don't you need a license for that?
well, it's not a flamethrower.
Yeah.
It's
that's literally a weapon,
the
man.
loophole. It's
Yeah.
not a flamethrower.
All right.
He's interesting. He also spoke. He spoke about a lot of like loophole shit, dude.
Okay.
Like he wanted to build a Tesla with no side mirrors.
Yeah.
But by law, manufacturers have to put side mirrors on.
Okay.
But then he literally just said to the public, I mean, you can take it off though,
Yeah.
because by law we have to put them on, but you don't.
Okay.
It's just like just finding his way around the thing. So he'd probably put mirrors on that car that'll easily take off.
Yeah.
You know, like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's cock funny, man. That
Yeah,
is
he's-
cock funny. He's just like an inventor, right? He's just trying to.
Yeah,
He just problem solves.
yeah,
He's just
100%.
going around the issues that come up to him.
Yeah, dude.
That's really funny.
Yeah, dude.
That's really funny.
Oh, he's fucking. Back to that whole community thing. how do you guys deal with like conflict?
Whoa, eh? Yeah.
Like between, because obviously 9 people living in one place, dude.
Yeah.
Conflicts can arise.
Yeah, especially that you're working together, you're living together, you're eating together, you're praying together.
Mm. And then like the
So-
difference of opinions that some people might have, dude.
Yeah, big time.
Yes, yes, I can imagine with like
Big
with how popular
time.
politics has become
Yeah.
as well. Like you're actually finding out who people,
Supports.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
like especially liberals, they're very like if you don't support liberal, then
They can get
Fuck
pretty
you.
vicious. Yeah, I've been bitten a few times.
oh no, I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, dude, with you, I literally spoke to Aiden about this. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
does your brother just do this shit to get people angry? Sometimes I think you post that shit just to stir up cuck, bro.
Oh wait, I won't lie. Sometimes it's very entertaining. I'm sitting there with my cup of coffee, having a big laugh,
Yeah.
and my hot chocolate. Sitting there with my hot chocolate, got my blankie over me.
Oh my god, dude.
It's
I laugh at some of that shit.
yeah,
though.
people take it too seriously. I think.
Mm.
I think these days we are very much emotionally invested
Mm.
in what we believe in terms of our political stance, various stances we take on various topics. We are very emotionally invested
Mm.
as a society at large. So yeah, sometimes it's kind of funny just to hit people's little, trigger points.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just watch them let rip. And
I will say from
it's
somebody
pretty
who's,
mean, but
from somebody who's watching it that's not involved in the conversation, I find it pretty funny.
yeah,
'Cause
lots of people find it
I
really
see
hilarious.
people that I never would have thought would react that react.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh damn, like I
Yeah,
didn't
you're like,
think
oh
you'd-"
damn, this is how this person thinks.
Yeah, I also
What?
didn't
Yeah.
think they'd get pissed off at
Yeah.
someone like saying that.
Yeah.
You know?
And people can just reveal their minds on social media, which is incredible. Hey,
Scary,
you see how
scary
people
place.
think, and just by asking you a few questions and drawing out what's inside of them. Why is it that they're saying what they're saying? Why is it that they believe what they believe?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite shocking and surprising. You pay a price for it.
Yeah,
You know, I
definitely.
lose
Dude.
a
Yeah.
few,
Some people get some impression that they'll never ever change that impression of you. Like,
It's quite.
Yeah, it's also this whole like cancel culture, bro. Like like if you do something bad, instead of being like apologetic and moving on, people are just like, you're done. Like,
they take it so personally.
yeah, it's like, no.
Your
You
whole
said
life
that you said the N-word.
Yeah.
You're gone forever.
And
Like,
your whole life has
you
been
should
judged.
lose your job.
Yeah.
You must like, it's like, whoa.
It's
like,
crazy.
Yes, they did a fucked up thing. They should be punished, but like,
Yeah.
they lose their livelihood. Like,
Yeah.
maybe like castrate them a little bit online,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
type of shit. But people shouldn't be like, unless they're like fucking really bad shit. They're
Yeah.
like supporting, like
Yeah.
the massacres happening in these countries. Fuck yeah, like
Yeah.
whoa, dude. Like, and no
Yeah.
one thinks that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
but
There's some things that are obvious that you just you don't
it's-
do.
Oh, there's so many like crazy.
Yeah, I
cancel
think it's
culture,
I
bro.
think it's crazy how you can just be judged by a few things you say on your social media page, right? Your entire personality, you as a human being, right?
Yeah.
Being judged by something you said. Maybe you were feeling, overly emotional, which all of us we do
Yeah,
at
yeah.
times, and we let rip, and humans being humans, we all make mistakes. But to hold someone to their mistake and define them,
Yeah. Especially
their
when they
mistake.
apologize.
yeah,
To still be like, that's not good enough.
right,
Like,
yeah,
They're trying to better themselves by admitting they were wrong.
yeah,
People
Yeah.
grow, people change,
Yeah.
and to still be like, no, but 10 years ago you said that.
yeah,
I mean, look at the Kevin Hart hosting the Grammys, bro. He was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
he was gonna
man.
host the Grammys.
Oh,
He made a gay joke
damn.
10 years ago,
Damn.
dude. And then he was just like, fuck this. I don't need this
Yeah.
stress in my life. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to host it.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens. And then they didn't have a host.
Yeah. Wow. That's yeah.
Because, I mean, anyone who takes that post
Yeah.
is kind of looking at Kevin Hart and going,
Wow. He said that thing.
you're like,
Yeah.
they're also looking at him going, what you fought for isn't that important. I'm going to get this paycheck.
Yeah.
So the actual job of hosting the Grammys,
Okay.
everyone was kind of like,
Okay.
oh shit, no. If you take this job, it means you're anti Kevin Hart,
Yeah.
which a lot of the people were pro Kevin Hart. Like,
Yeah.
but then there's that community that was very offended by his joke 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's
You're a
incredible.
different person
It's
10 years ago,
incredible.
dude. Hey guys, sorry about the abrupt cutoff. My phone died, so I only got about the first hour of the podcast, which is okay because that's what I was aiming for. We kind of rambled on for about 2.5 hours. But if you enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe, please like if you did, and also if you'd like to tell me about anyone interesting that you know that you'd like to see on the podcast, or just you think would have a real cool story, you can email me at mosttjas@gmail.com. And yeah, thanks for watching.